Coming to you live from digital address GA0992539 in Kukumimla, Accra, on DSTV channel 421 and Go TV channel 144, on Facebook and Twitter as JoyNews on TV. I am Apisa CBD and this is JoyNews Interactive. Now, yesterday, the NAPCO graduated some 100,000 youth, and in this initiative, they will have jobs for the next 3 years at a salary of 700 cedis. But this comes at a cost of 3 billion cedis of the taxpayers' money, which will be used to pay these 100,000 recruits. Well, there have been mixed reactions over the initiative because whilst some feel it will help reduce unemployment in the country, others think it is not sustainable. So, do you think this initiative is sustainable?
I think it's a very, very good and laudable idea, but government must think beyond the immediate agenda of getting them engaged for the first 3 years. Maybe in government's intentions, by the time that their first 3 years is over, they can then go ahead to be drafted into the one district, one factory, and other developmental agendas with respect to industrialization that the government intends impacting on, because graduate unemployment had become a thorn in the flesh of Ghanaians.
No, because I believe government come, government goes. So every government comes with its own policies. So I think, and they're also saying after 3 years the contract is off, and they'll bring another one. And that 700 is not motivating them. And what am I going to use 700 for as a university graduate?
The initiative is good, but you see the job security is very low. So one way or the other, after maybe 3 years or so, you are coming back to square one. Where would you get employed again? Is the government promising to absorb all those people into the system? And let's talk about the salary. How much are they paying? 700 cedis. Come on, it's not okay. For graduates, at least it should start from 1,000 when they take SNIT out, so that at least you'll be able to pay your transport, you'll be able to save a little, and then if some rent issues.
There's one thing in this country: if there's a change of government, then equally means that there's going to be a change of policy. So let's say if there should be a change of government in 2020, that is where the unsustainability is likely to occur. But in the current regime, as we find it, we can assure of it being sustained at least for the next 2020.
We asked you on Facebook if you think this initiative is sustainable, and this is what you had to say. Let's start with Prince Jeff, who says, this is the problem we have in Ghana. 1 million permanent jobs lost and 100,000 temporary jobs to be created through NAPCO. 6 months arrears of payment of youth in forestation, 6 months arrears nurses and teacher trainees allowances, non-payment of national service allowance, but you are adding this one too. It's another scam. So that comment got 47 replies and 33 reactions. Let's go to Noah, who says, funny is when government says it has no money for clearance for permanent jobs, but ready to blow 3 billion Ghana cedis on a job that ends right after election. David Guxon says there's no wisdom in creating temporal job that is costing the taxpayer 70 million Ghana cedis monthly, and the government of the day can't invest that same amount to set up a whole factory. This money can build 12 industries in a year. You're all here clapping for mediocrity, and that comments got 6 replies and 5 reactions. Let's go to Buyer Jeremiah, who says time will tell. It will be a total disgrace should NAPCO implementation fail to meet its intended purposes, because we have a lot of case studies to learn from the other previous programs. Its sustainability will, however, depend on the mindsets of both the implementers and the beneficiaries of the program. Matilda comes in to say that it will really reduce the unemployment menace. It's a good initiative by the government. After all, still better than staying at home. It can equally change people's lives. Thank you, Mr. President. And Joshua comes and says that if this initiative was to be one of the European countries, the same people saying is bad would have advised African leaders to learn. You see how we don't value our own things. Frank Murphy says this NAPCO is not a solution to unemployment but a problem under construction which will turn into a monster in 4 years to come. And Valanyo Akatia says, I'm very much grateful to His Excellency Nana Addo and NPP government for this great opportunity for our unemployed brothers and sisters. It is my prayer that these recruits, NAPCO workers, will use their might, strength and will to serve our motherland, Ghana. Well, Ayiko, Mr. President. And Asante Frimpong says this is very good news for Ghanaians. It might not be sustainable, but it is better than the money finding its way into the wrong pockets as usual. We're still in the month of October, the month that marks breast cancer. And now the Breast Cancer Awareness Month, marked in countries across the world every October, helps to increase attention and support for the awareness, early detection and treatment, as well as soothing care of this disease. Last night on Strong and Sassy with Na Ashoko, on your super station, Joy 99.7, musician Stephanie Benson shares her experience of living with cancer.
I had a total mastectomy on both breasts.
Sorry, you had both your breasts removed?
Yes.
I'm sorry, but I'm looking at you right now. You have breasts on.
Don't you see?
But wait, I can see your breast. Like you've got breasts.
I have no nipples at the moment. Because they went through the nipple. They went through the nipple and got that. They didn't give me the cut like most people. I went to the new age way of doing this breast surgery. I don't know whether you know about it, where they go through the nipples. Yes. So they went through the nipples, took the nipples out, and took the whole tissue from inside it, and both breasts, and then the reconstruction stage starts, and which is what I'm going through right now. Now I just need nipples. I have one which is a little tiny one. I used to have really big nipples. I'm sorry. Now I have this tiny little nipple bee.
My mouth is open. I can't close my mouth, Stephanie. Wait a minute. So you're saying that?
Let me show the doctor. You see.
I have a camera. There's a camera.
There's a guy.
So wait, Stephanie, you had your breast totally removed to the nipple.
Yes. So they cut away the nipple and then they take the whole of the tissue out. And, and then they reconstruct it if you're lucky enough to be able to afford it. It's not the cheapest of surgeries, but, why not? To be honest, I actually didn't want to do it because I had so many complications with this left breast where the cancer was that I had enough. I had, initially I was bleeding and then it got infected and it was just 30 hours of surgery in 2 days was the worst thing. Actually, I came out the third one. My doctor was crying. I'm thinking, why are you crying? Because I think it was just so, I came out saying, did it work? And he looked at me and said, no. And I said, okay.
Oh, honey.
It's fine.
You've been through a lot. How many years ago was this?
I minimize it by the way I speak about it, but it's fine. This was just, I just got it all clear a year ago, so I'm all
Congratulations.
Good. Yeah, and I had a hysterectomy as well. So I had to have my
What is that?
Hysterectomy is when they take your whole womb and your ovaries and everything out completely. I mean, I had everything. But I've had 5
Is this
children,
related to the breast cancer?
No. I went to, let's tell that story too. Because we're talking about breast cancer, yes, I had a smear test and they said there were some irregularities, and initially they were talking about HPV and all kinds of things, and then I went again for a scan, and they noticed that I had lots of fibroids, and they had to test something, and then they found that there was growth, and then that's how I'm
darling, you've been through a lot.
And then they took it out. So that came after the mastectomy by the doctor's advice. So they did a mastectomy first, because I think the hysterectomy would have taken me straight into menopause and sped the cancer growth or something like that. I don't know. So anyway, I have estrogen and testosterone injected into my ass every 6 months.
How are you laughing, Stephanie? Wow, you have a very positive spirit.
or you have to. What else are you going to do about it? I mean, I think you have to deal with the situations. It's happened. So what are you going to be miserable? And then that speeds up it doesn't help with your healing process.
Yeah.
You just take it one day at a time.
Touching and uplifting story from musician Stephanie Benson. Now, still on breast, medical practitioners are warning against the use of breast enhancing creams and injectables to change the complexion of the breast region. Experts say such people who use these products risk developing cancer of the breast. Now, I want to know what's your take on breast, hip and butt enhancement creams.
No, God created you special and He has given you a unique qualities. So it's good for you to keep those things, not to enhance it. Because, the Bible it doesn't oblige on such a things. So it's very bad.
It's not advisable because later on, when you do it, it will make you nice. You look so nice, but it will get to a time it will spoil your body. So I don't see why some of the ladies use it. Me, for instance, I won't go for it because it won't help. It won't help. Later, it will spoil you.
This is what we always tell people, that what you have or what you've been given is what you should maintain. Maintain what you have, and once you maintain it, I mean, that is what God has given it to you. So I don't get it. People try to add something to what naturally God has given to that person.
All these things, yeah, it's you not being content of yourself. Number one, it starts from you. When you love yourself and you treat yourself well, you get to love other people. When you appreciate yourself, you get to do things to make yourself better. But these are artificial things. Why not go to the gym? When you want to look good, you work it out. No pain, no gain. But all these things have side effects. I'd rather go to the gym and work out and look good. No matter the shape you want, when you go to the gym and you have the right exercise and have the right people training you, when you want a bigger hip, you get it. There's training for that. When you want a bigger buttocks, you're going to get it.
We also got some interesting responses on our Facebook page regarding that question. What's your take on breast, hip and butt enhancement creams? Let's go to Josephine Krampa, who says, change the complexion of the region? Like, seriously? Afia says, needless, and she's asking, why would one go in for such creams? Who do you want to impress? And Richard Boateng, and I assume he's a man, and he says, men. Answering that question, who do you want to impress? Valanya Akatia says, will our dear woman hearken to advice? Had I known is always at last. Okay, prevention, they used to say, that is always at last. Let's go to Okota, who says, okay, quotes the Bible, Genesis 1, verse 13, and says, and God saw everything that he had made, and behold, it was very good. I think our dear sisters must take a cue from this quote. Okay, and Kwesi Boateng says, so it has gotten to that too. Boy, let me drink tea. And Papa Isaac says, oh, I don't see anything wrong so far as my pastor's wife uses it. Okay, that's very interesting. So as long as your pastor's wife is using it, there's nothing wrong with that. That's very interesting. But at Amadou Idrisuba says, I call it ... things we do for men. Or maybe they're just trying to do it for themselves. Maybe it's not about the men. But Letitia Ann says, why should you change what God has given you? And Evans Nkrumah says, hey, so they're bleaching the breasts too? Still on breast cancer, South African actress Lillian Dube is encouraging men to suck those titties.
For creating awareness, cancer in the early stages is not painful. So it is not easy for a person to know they've got cancer. That is why I encourage men to suck those titties, and I encourage women. Is it embarrassing? You don't suck a titty. What do you suck? You've got to suck something. What do you suck?
On that what do you suck note, we're going to take a quick breather. When we come back, we get to check out videos that are making the rounds on social media. You're still watching JoyNews Interactive with me, Mapisa Sibini. Now, the GFA Normalization Committee addressed the media for the first time yesterday. But can you imagine what happened? Watch this.
Have you asked me why and how?
It's okay. And the reason I'm going on that...
I'm not interested in this stupidity in this area. Yes. Why not? Why not? You must find out.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay. Oh, sorry. Oh, it's okay. It's okay. Don't let him get to you. See, don't go down.
This important. We're talking about professionalism. Remember, the reason I'm going on this time is that remember the first time, the day the Normalization Committee was outdoors. Members of the media were waiting in the sun for about 2.5 hours before it started. Punctuality is very important. As a member of the Normalization Committee, I expect that you set a very good example. And that's a very bad example. And their conduct is not of a member, it's not befitting of a member that's leading a transition to the new FA. Okay. It must be pointed out that,
please, can we move on?
He's not fit to be on this commission. And we don't give somebody else. He showed disrespect.
Take the mic from him, please. We don't have time for that here.
Thank you very much. I wasn't going to go on that side, but I didn't think that it was fair. It was proper.
That was Eko Asma, sports analyst, demanding why a member of the committee, Duya Adongting, was late for the press conference. There have been various comments on social media, and a lot of people were just saying that at least if he just gave an apology or an explanation why he was late. But keep your comments coming on our Facebook page. We are JoyNews on TV. Now, another video making rounds on social media is a man who saved with Unibank. So he finally decides to sleep there after being told on several occasions he cannot withdraw his money as a result of bad network. This is serious, but still very funny. Watch it. This is a case if the mountain doesn't come to Muhammad, Muhammad will go to the mountain. But there's Monday motivation, Wednesday wisdom, and today we bring you Thursday thoughts from Twitter. Let's check out a few of them. At _A Milan says, I'm not sure that I want to build a hut, for it will mean putting walls and a roof between me and the rocks in the sky, and who wants that on an afternoon in autumn when there's still a bit of hot in the sun and the wind is warm and caressing. Hashtag Thursday thoughts. At Katleho Masing one says, don't be afraid to be different. Hashtag Thursday thoughts. And at Urenu_here89 says, peace cannot be kept by force. It can only be achieved by understanding. Hashtag Thursday thoughts. At Tete_FL says, sometimes you have to stay silent because no words can explain what's going on in your mind and heart. Hashtag Thursday thoughts. And at Brathio_7 says, be careful who you share your secrets with. Your friend has other friends. Hashtag Thursday thoughts. And this is the last tweet I'm going to take from at Janet Matruka, who says, be careful who you ask for directions in your life. Some friends will want you to be at the same level as them when you could be better. Hashtag Thursday thoughts. It's been an awesome edition of JoyNews Interactive with me, Mapisa CBD. Remember, the conversation continues on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We are JoyNews on TV. And I'm going to leave you with this video of the South African actress Lillian Dube encouraging men to suck those titties.
About creating awareness. Cancer in the early stages is not painful. So it is not easy for a person to know they've got cancer. That is why I encourage men to suck those titties, and I encourage women. Is it embarrassing? You don't suck a titty. What do you suck? You've got to suck something. What do you suck?